version 1.3 of Super RPG Framework for Unreal Engine 4 is just released. Please note that due to a large number of changes in this version, it will not be compatible with projects made with any previous version, without individual recoding. Thus, it is highly recommended you keep a backup of any projects you wish to implement this new version into. Additionally, I also recommend that you have the latest version of Unreal Engine 4, at the time of this recording, 24.3, to ensure things work optimally. Here are some of the many changes you can find in the latest version. Folder reorganization. The content folder hierarchy has received heavy reorganization to make things cleaner, more logically categorized, and easier to find. New blueprints, including BP StatCurve. This determines what kind of curves a given metric or static stat will use upon leveling up, and can be set in BP Game Data RPG. AC Interactable. Previous versions of the framework used a character class called BP Interactable for interactable objects. In this version, an actor component is now used to make interacting with objects easier. Instead of deriving them from a character class, simply add this component to an actor and they can be interacted with by the player. Battle System Overhaul. The battle system in the original version of Super RPG Framework, while functional, has shown a lot more issues as time has gone on. Thus, for this latest version, it has received a massive overhaul to its programming structure. Many features have been optimized with the inclusion of the AC Combatant component. Combatant data like stats, abilities, status effects, and functions now have been placed into a new actor component, AC Combatant. This replaces similar variables and functions used in BP Combatant. This component will make it easier to change or create an entirely new battle system from scratch without needing to remake all of the code for affecting character states and stats. The Combat Manager no longer requires streaming of the battle map level in order to function. BP Battle System is now spawned as an invisible floor, and the combatant actors are spawned on top of it. Battle backgrounds will still require level streaming, however. This is to avoid you needing to make sure the battle map is placed in each individual level, and to fix a previous issue with a map not streaming properly. Perhaps the biggest and best change, battle animations now use sequences for camera animations, as opposed to the painstaking animation node system used before. This allowed me to remove a ton of unnecessary complicated code, and will allow you to make great-looking camera animations in combat much more easily. You can test out any new battle animations, as always, on the Battle Anim testing map. Instance conditions. One thing that was brought up several times in past versions was the inability to remember actor states in your save games. This means things like chests or enemies would always reset and respawn in your levels anytime they were reloaded. Instance Conditions seeks to fix this. It is a new variable in your game instance and save games that remembers the state of specific actors and levels and sets them to that automatically on spawn. For example, chests remaining opened upon leaving and returning to a level they are in. Save System. Speaking of saves, the variables in save game are now condensed into a single structure, STSaveData, making the method for adding and removing data to a save far less convoluted. Data is also now saved through BPGM Universal rather than a global function. Widget and aesthetics. New template widget elements have been added that allow you to quickly change up the look of your game across all menus. These can be found in UI custom elements. And code optimization. Finally, a vast amount of the code, especially in the functions, has undergone extensive optimization to make things cleaner and more concise. A number of new functions have been added for better utility as well, especially in regards to stats. I hope this latest version of the framework can make your game development process even better. Looking forward to seeing what you guys all come up with. If you have any feedback on the Super RPG framework, or want to get first updates on upcoming toolkits and projects from Studio SyndiCat, please consider joining our official Discord server. I'd love to hear from you and see what kind of stuff you're working on. Until next time, guys.